Welcome to this tutorial of the XPOSE V1 software program. Before we begin, it's important to note that XPOSE processes primarily through the computer's GPU or graphics card. So for best results, you want to make sure that your system directs XPOSE to the highest quality graphics card available. To do that, open up your graphics card control panel. You can right-click on the desktop or activate a desktop shortcut. Once the panel is open, find the XPOSE program in the list of programs and add it to the registry. Then you want to make sure that you select the high performance processor available on your computer and apply those changes. When you download XPOSE, there will be three icons that appear on your desktop. The first is the program itself. The second is the XPOSE updater that will check for any updates. And the third is the GPU test. This will ensure that your graphics card configuration meets all of the prerequisites to run the software. Now that we have our GPU preferences selected, the most updated version of the software installed, and have passed the GPU configuration test, we're ready to open the software. Double-click the icon to launch. The top title bar will display your software information, including the status of your trial license if applicable. XPOSE controls are located in two primary areas. The first are the menu tabs located at the top left of the screen, and the second will be the control panel that appears on the right side of the screen when the media is selected. The first step in the enhancement process is selecting your media source. Select the Media tab, and you'll see that we can select a stored file, we can access a network stream by entering a URL address, or we can even access integrated webcams, in this case, an HP True Vision camera. For the first example, we'll start by selecting a stored image file. You can access files anywhere located on your computer, from the desktop all the way to specific folders. So we'll select a folder and open up an image example. XPOSE defaults to enhancing the entirety of the image automatically. Lentix has developed certain algorithms that tend to work best with the greatest number of lighting scenarios, and has preloaded those values as the default factory titled Day-Night Quality in this dropdown. To turn the enhancement on or off, simply select the Enable Correction box located at the top of the screen. This is our one-touch solution and will allow you to open up an image, select the Enable Correction button, and XPOSE will take care of the rest automatically. For most scenarios, clicking the Enable Correction box is the only action that you'll need to take due to the broad applicability of the preset algorithms. Step 2 is making any enhancement changes necessary. If you need to fine-tune the enhancement, you can use the slider bars and boxes to make those adjustments. We'll turn the correction on, and then we'll take a look at the slider bars and boxes. The Intel EQ slider changes the global versus local correction weighted values and is typically useful if extremely heavy shadows are still present. The brightness slider changes the overall brightness of the entire image, with brightness levels increasing as the slider moves to the right. The pre and post X sliders change weighted color values in parts of the process, but typically do not need to be adjusted unless the colors you see appear unnatural. The saturation slider will change the saturation level of different color hues. We suggest leaving the sharpen feature on. As we see here, if you take a look at the straight lines or even the outline of the subject, when we turn the sharpen off and we turn it back on, we can see that it does sharpen up the image. We also only suggest selecting the high quality button if processing time is not of the essence. If at any time you want to return to factory default settings, select the Reset Correction button, and this will restart the process back to the original settings. But let's say, for example, that you find a certain camera or a scenario that you regularly encounter tends to have a certain set of values that are useful. You can save these as a profile that would be added to the drop-down menu along with the day and night quality settings. To do this, make any of the adjustments that you need to make by moving the sliders. We'll just change some of these. So now I can save this preset by selecting the Profile tab and Save As. Here you can enter in the name of your profile, select OK, and it will save these exact settings for future use. The third step is selecting your AOI or full screen preference. As I mentioned before, XPOSE will default to enhancing the entirety of the screen, but you can create an area of interest. To create an area of interest, select the AOI correction radio button. Then go to the image, left-click and drag to create the AOI rectangle. This rectangle can be resized by placing the cursor inside the rectangle and dragging to another location of the scene. It can be resized by grabbing one corner of the rectangle and enlarging or making the rectangle smaller, or to draw a new rectangle, you can click anywhere outside and start the process over. This process can be repeated as many times as necessary until you achieve the desired AOI. Once you're satisfied with the area, our fourth step is capturing and reviewing the enhanced image. To save an enhanced version of the image, select the Image Capture button. This will save the enhanced version of the image to a destination of your choice. If you'd like to change the destination of the enhanced imagery, select the Settings tab and then the Images folder. This will allow you to change where the enhanced image files are sent. The last step is going to be selecting your preferred layout when reviewing the enhanced imagery. To change the layout, select the Layout tab and then go through the results to see what you prefer. 1x1 original will show you the original uncorrected image. 1x1 corrected will show you only the enhanced version. And then the 2x1 will show you in different sizes. So here we have the same size. Here we have the original image small and the enhanced version larger, or we can flip that and have the original version large and the enhanced smaller. So you can use the Layout tab to change how those images are laid out to your preference. Let's go this process one more time, but this time we're going to use a video where we'll highlight some other preferences that you can adjust along with the video playback controls. To open a new file, go to the Media tab and close the file that you're currently viewing. Then we'll go back to the Media tab and open up a video file this time. Similar to still images, XPOSE will default to enhancing the entire screen and playing the video. I'll pause the video so we can walk through some of the menu options. The video controls are located towards the bottom of the control panel. The stop and pause buttons will both stop the video in place, but upon playing again, the stop button will restart the video from the beginning, whereas the pause button will begin playing from the stopped position. So if you don't want to lose your place, make sure you use the pause button instead of the stop button. When the pause button is activated, it will allow you to use the scrub bar on the timeline to rewind or advance through the video files quickly. Here I can scrub through several minutes of video just by going up and down the timeline. If you're reviewing a certain part of the video and you'd like to move frame by frame, you can utilize the step minus and step plus buttons. The step minus will take you backwards through the video one frame at a time, and the step plus will take you one frame a second. So if we take a look at this vehicle moving on the road, we can move one frame at a time to view each individual frame of that video. The bar below is the frame delay. XPOSE will automatically delay frames from processing faster than they originally captured. So in this example, the original video was captured at about 30 frames a second. So we've set a frame delay so when you resume the playback, you'll only be seeing up to 30 frames a second. If you needed to process large batches of video files, maybe several hours worth of security footage, and you wanted to process them as quickly as possible, you could change the frame delay or turn it off so you could process up to 80 or 90 frames a second. The video enhancement portion for video is just the same as it is for still images. We can turn the correction on and off through the use of the Enable Correction button. We can identify certain saved presets, and of course we can fine-tune with adjusters and sliders. Another option for recording video is to record at half resolution if storage space is a concern. To record the video, simply select the record box and resume your play. If we wanted to change the video to half resolution, we would select the settings and select the record at half resolution option. So let's save a video output by selecting the record button here. Make sure it's selected. We'll turn on the enhancement, turn the AOI correction on, and we'll draw a rectangle on the road. We are still recording at this time. And we'll go ahead and stop the recording. If we want to review that video, we'll go to Media, Explore Images folder, and we'll have all of the files that we've recorded throughout this demonstration, including the still images from the beginning of the video all the way to the videos that we've just recorded. So for example, if you wanted to play back the video we just recorded, you would just select on this example right here. Should you experience any technical issues, you can contact our support team and supply them the system log information by selecting the Log tab and Show Log, and this will be where any errors or any other issues are displayed. The Help button contains information about your license, so we can see our computer ID and any license code information, as well as utilizing the offline activation option. To close out the program, we will select Media Exit, or we can use the red X of the window. So we will go ahead and exit the program. And that concludes the tutorial. Thank you for joining us in this video, and be sure to check out our other instructional videos on our YouTube channel.